Everyone. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the fifth lecture of Learn Power BI. Today we will be starting the topic as charts and filter pane. Till now, we have covered the enough basics which are required to make a dashboard as a starting. We have learned how to import data. And now we will be getting to know various sort of visualizations which are available in Power BI. We will be making buttons, setting their navigations, and using the filter pane. Also, we will be using the stacked charts and updating of their colors and legends. Also, we will be introduced to data labels, which are nothing but the figures which you see above on the bar that shows the data representing value. As a start, we are importing data. Once now, once now the data is loaded, you can see that there are item, order date, region, representative, total, unit cost, and units. If we go in the data view, you can see the data which is imported in the background. So in this module, we will try to show how many units were sold by a representative in their region, along with what is the total cost which is incurred in that particular region. We will be making buttons and two pages. In a real base scenario, you might make around 7 to 8 pages, but since this is just a start, so you can expect a very small sample data to start from. In order to add a button or a text box, you need to click on insert, and you need to come here, the text box. First of all, we would introduce to our report. Here we have got a checkbox, or sorry, a text box, and we would implement. I'm sorry, not implement. We would write a title of it. Let's say we give it a name as cost summary. Once you have imported the data and clicked on the text box options on the right hand side, you will automatically get this pop-up for properties titles. Here you can set the font and size of your text box. Generally, it is preferred to keep a common theme and a common font. So here you can use Segoi UI bold, and also you can change its color to anything which you want. Right now I'm keeping it as pink color. You can drag and drop and change the position also. After that you can yes, after that you can click on shapes and add any shape to it. As a start, we are importing a line, and we will be putting it here. We You can maximize or minimize the size as per your requirement or convenience. Now we will make two buttons. Just next to the text box, you will get buttons. Here is the left navigation button, right reset. Whatever you will click, it will erase all the data. And then if you want to give a bookmark that whenever you will click on a button, it shows what that button indicates. You can use the Q&A button. Right now, we will use the blank button here. And when you will go here, you will get an option for, let's say, general. We activate the title and we write the name of the button as, let's say cost effectiveness. Either you can do it through here, or I would suggest go to style, text, and go for cost effectiveness. There are multiple fonts. It is generally preferred to use Segoy UI Bold. However, you can explore the other ones also. When you publish a report, it is not advisable to keep the borders. So what you can do is minimize this. And then when you click on this option borders, you can see that the background has gone now. Again, if you go to shapes, add a shape right here. But this time, what we want is that we can make it vertical instead of horizontal. So you go to rotation button. Rotation button, and you can click on, let's say, 90 degree or 91 degree for an appropriate position. Shorten it. Again, if we click here and copy paste, we can change the title as let's say rep summary or the representative summary. Right now, when I'm renaming it as cost effectiveness, as right now we are showing the same data, I can duplicate this page and rename it as rep summary. This is because when I am when I will be clicking on this button, you need to click on action. Right now it is off. And the same, you go to the next page, click on. When you go back to the cost effectiveness report, click on this arrow. Here you will see various options like back, page URL, navigation, or drill through. We select on page navigation, and once the page navigation is enabled, you click that when user click on this button, which page they should go. Right now, as we are on the same page, we will go to none. However, when we will go to rep summary will be page navigation, destination, rep summary. And when you go to rep summary, this page, click on page navigation. Let rep summary be on the same page. But when the cost effectiveness button is clicked, you give it to cost effectiveness. All right. So now what we are going to show is on which region, which representative sold how many units. So what we can do is we can choose a stacked bar chart. I'm sorry, a stacked column chart that like here. On the x-axis, you need to put as region. Broadly screen. In the y-axis, I can show you as item, the rep, and the units. Um, wait, instead of yes. So here we have uh, we have selected three things: the unit sold, the item count, and the region. On the x-axis here, we are showing on what region, and then it is showing the total items sold. As you will hover over it, it will show you the exact value. This is the x-axis. Here is the y-axis. This representation you are seeing here as sum of units, count of item, sum of total. This is called a legend in Power BI. It represents what each bar or value represents, as I discussed earlier. So what we are going to do is we first need to format the, the table. So we will go to here, format your visual, click on x-axis, and we can first change the color and the font. Same goes for the y-axis. And as the legend, I would rather give it a name as values. Here I would, yes. So here what we are going to do, we want to click on general and then click on save and then name it as sales by region and rep. You can make it in center, and so that is how you can experiment with other visuals. Supposedly, if you will click on pie chart here, you can choose region and the total units sold. This is how it will look like. As you will change the KPIs, it will change the data accordingly. Also, if you would like to know that, okay, by which item my most of the sale has happened, it will show you like this. Okay, in the central region, the binder has done this much sales, and the pencil has done this much sales. So that is how it looks like. The last thing is that on this page, when you will click here, you will go to general. Right now, it is not clear that which bar represents how much total units sold, total value. So every time it is not possible to hover on each and every bar graph. So what you can do is click on data labels, activate it, and you will see that the figures are now showing on each bar. If we, let's say, remove it from here, and we put it on the rep summary page. So what we will do is when we will click on the cost effectiveness report, it will be the same. When we will click on control and the rep summary page, you can check that the data is now working and the navigation is working fine. Now, when you will click here in the cost effectiveness, you can also specify the KPIs in the filter range. Like we will click on region and we will drag on this page. All the regions will come here. Along with that, you can add other filters also, like the item and which rep sold the most. If I will, if I need to see that, okay, Howard has done the most of the sale in the East region, or how much sales is for the desk. It will show us the regions. Also, you can filter out the data basis of other KPIs also. It should be noted that whatever filters you will add on that particular page, it will only impact the data on that page and not the other ones. The other ones will be the same. The last part of this module is changing the background. We can go to canvas background and we can change the color, reduce the transparency, and you can see that the page has gone to blue. And if we change it to our theme, let's say pink or maroon, it will be like that. So this is all for this lecture. In the next part, we are going to introduce to the one of the most important components of Power BI, which is the measures and columns. Data visualization is hardly 10% of what is Power BI. The actual data analysis part comes when we create measures and create columns, perform calculation, because ultimately it is a data analysis tool. So that is the next part that we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you.